Hello and welcome to Tech Deals, game performance review time, Rise of the Tomb Raider. We're playing Rise of the Tomb Raider today on the Acer Aspire E15 15.6-inch laptop computer. I've previously reviewed this computer. It is an awesome machine. $550 gets you a great value for the money. Intel's 6th generation Core i5 6200U CPU. 2 cores, 4 threads, up to 2.8 gigahertz. At this price point, this is as good as it gets. We've got 16 gigabytes of main system RAM and NVIDIA's GT 940MX dedicated gaming graphics card with 2 gigabytes of VRAM. Now this is an entry-level graphics card, but it is a discrete graphics card. Most $500 laptops do not have any dedicated graphics. They just use the Intel integrated graphics. This is much better. We are playing today at 720p resolution at the lowest detail setting. Why? Well, because this is a basic $500 laptop. It's not a dedicated gaming machine, but it will play games, and that's what we're going to take a look at today. Fraps was used for the minimum, maximum, and average game performance numbers that you will see at the end of this video. Please note that the video you are watching was recorded using an external hardware capture card. No software recording was used. Fraps was not used for the recording, so there is no performance loss for the fact that I recorded this gameplay. Note that I am not using the built-in Rise of the Tomb Raider benchmark. I'm actually going to be playing the game. I think that is more representative of the actual performance you'll get than just running a pre-recorded benchmark. Now we're into the actual game itself. I just briefly want to mention the numbers in the upper left-hand corner of the screen are from Msi Afterburner. They give you a real-time look at what the computer is doing and an insight into what the limitations of the performance may be. The top line, GPU 1, that is the NVIDIA 940MX graphics chip itself. The percentage, the first number, that is the amount of processing power that the GPU is currently running. In short, it's the primary limitation to performance on this machine. We're at 99%, so the graphics chip is basically running at full speed. It can't go any faster. Then we have the temperature of the graphics chip, 61 degrees, which is perfectly fine, and it's running at 862 megahertz. The memory 1 line is the VRAM on the graphics chip itself, not the main system RAM. It's running at 2.5 gigahertz DDR, so it's actually at 5. And we're not using very much of it in this scene, although you'll see that go up here in a minute, but it's actually not very much at these detail settings. Oh, watch out, don't fall off. The third line is the CPU usage. Now we have an Intel Core watch out, Lara, watch out. Ah, we're falling. Yikes, grab on, okay, that's scary. We have a 2-core, 4-thread processor. In this case, when the CPU usage reaches 50%, our 2 cores are completely tasked. The remaining 50% are the virtual cores. Well, yeah, I'm going to leave that in. That was a mistake. I jumped right instead of jumping up. So the memory, the CPU usage, when it's at 50%, we're using both of our cores. And the CPU is at 69 degrees Celsius. The main system RAM, not too bad. We're only using 4 gigabytes. We have 16 gigabytes installed, so this isn't using very much system RAM at these low detail settings and this low resolution. And then finally, the last line is the DirectX 11 mode that we're running in, because Fraps is measuring the frame rate. And we've got about 49, 48 frames per second at the moment. I will say that ignoring the frame rate for a minute, this game is a very controllable. I prefer 60 frames per second, steady, smooth gameplay when I play games. However, some games are still very playable and still very smooth, even when the frame rate drops below that. Even though you currently see the frame rate at 45 frames per second, in a game like Tomb Raider, where it's all dependent upon reflexes and pressing the right key at the right time because you're jumping and catching on ledges and whatnot, this game was very controllable. I didn't have any problems playing this game on this computer. Yes, the detail setting is set to the lowest. Yes, we're at 720p resolution. And yes, the frame rate's below 60. However, completely playable. I could play this game on this computer. Now, would it be my first choice? Well, not really. This computer's value comes in the price. At $550, it's a good value for the money. but it's not really intended to be a serious gaming machine. It will work, but it's not its primary focus. I have reviewed a machine that's a little bit more expensive that I would recommend if you have the money. Now, if your budget is $500, $550, and that's all it is, get this machine. This is the deal at that price. However, if you have an additional $250, if you can go up to $800, the Dell Inspiron 15 i7-559 laptop that I have previously reviewed, and a link will be in the video description below, is the one to buy. Why? Because for a jump from $550 to $800, which is $250, you get a true quad-core processor, 4 real cores instead of 2 real and 2 virtual. And you get NVIDIA's GeForce GTX 960M, which is double the graphics performance of this card. You can run at higher detail, you can run at higher resolution or higher frame rate. It still isn't going to run at ultra detail at 1080p, but it is a much better experience overall, but it costs more. So take a look at that link down below, and now we're going to go take a look at the results. And here we are at the results. 49 frames per second average, minimum of 37, and a max of 78. Very playable, if not ideal performance. So will this $550 basic entry-level laptop play Rise of the Tomb Raider? Yes, it will. I don't give it 2 thumbs up, but I'll give it 1 thumb up for being a very good result given the hardware that's in this machine. As I said before, please check out my links in the video description below, both to my original review of this computer and my review of the Dell laptop I mentioned for $800, because it is outright double the performance of this machine. But if your budget doesn't support that, I certainly understand. You know, we each have our own situations in that regard. Like this video if you like it. Don't if you don't. Remember to subscribe to my channel with the big huge red button right below here. Leave your questions and comments in the comment section below, and as always, check out the video description for links to Amazon, Newegg, eBay, and others. I've got links to buy Rise of the Tomb Raider. I've got links to both of the laptops that I mentioned. Please check them out. If you like this video, support me and go use those links. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.